welcome to Fly Eats Kitchen. I'm Jessica, your host, and tonight we are making the flyest recipe of coconut curry shrimp. If you like what you see in this video, make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment below. Make sure you tell a friend and tell a friend so they can get in on this fly recipe. Don't be overwhelmed by the title. The recipe is super easy with really simple ingredients. You literally are just gonna follow everything step by step and be ready to be amazed, and your friends and family will be too, or just for yourself. So we have some bomb red Argentinian shrimp. These are clean, deveined. You have to really clean like raw shrimp out. Do not slack on that part, because you want everything to taste fresh and for no one to get sick. We have some green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers, and some white onion, some lime. That's gonna be, well, we use it to clean our shrimp, but we also are gonna use it for our actual sauce, and cilantro is gonna be another part of this ingredient. All of our spices and some coconut milk. So let's get everything together. Oil's in my pan, and we're gonna add the onions, the peppers. You have it on like medium high, because nobody really got time to be waiting for things to saute for a long period of time. Okay, and we're just gonna make sure we have everything coated with the oil. I like to use a lot of coconut oil. I mean, people can use olive oil, vegetable oil, whatever is in your pantry. To be honest, I wouldn't stop making the food just because you don't have coconut oil. But being that this is coconut curry shrimp, I feel like coconut oil kind of brings out that flavor even more. So, like I said, just make sure you coat it. Let it cook up a bit. Sprinkle some kosher salt, not too much. I'm more extra, but I always put the salt on my hand first, just because I feel like that helps me like measure out a lot better. Because you don't want to oversalt anything. But you just want to make sure, especially with this recipe, that you are just making sure that every layer is seasoned, so that once you put it all together, it's going to be even better. Like you'll see, it's me banging. Let that cook probably for like, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 minutes. You can stir occasionally just in case you don't have enough oil. You don't want to burn the vegetables, but you do want to make sure they have like a good cook to it. All right, so now that our veggies are like nicely cooked, not overdone, but translucent is the word that they like to use that I learned on Top Chef. You can turn the heat off and then just transfer it onto a plate, because we're gonna save it for a little bit later. And this is honestly my favorite way to cook like onions and peppers anyway. Like, not overdoing it. I like when they have like a good crunch to it. So anyways, all right, so we put that to the side. Next, we're going to cook our shrimp in that same pan that we cooked our onions and peppers and all that good veggies that you just saw. It's time for us to season our shrimp. It's pretty simple, y'all. I mean, to be honest, I kind of seasoned until my ancestors told me to stop, but I understand that there's people who love to have measurements, which I will make sure to have for you, but for now, just watch what I do. So we have some Creole seasoning. You're gonna make sure you evenly coat all the shrimp. This is probably 1.5 pounds that I'm cooking. So with what we're making, and there's also some white rice cooking to have everything topped with, it's probably gonna feed like a family of 4, I would say, depending on how much y'all eat. I don't know, but this is like 1.5 pounds, like I said. So that's plenty of shrimp, and mind you, these are like really big chunks of shrimp. All right, so we put our Creole seasoning. We're gonna add some onion powder, some garlic powder, because who can cook without garlic? I tend to go ham on garlic. Sorry, I don't know. We're gonna add a little bit of cumin, and then some curry powder. I don't know if you're scared to get dirty, but this ain't the place for that. You're gonna have to go ahead and mix your shrimp Make sure everything is nicely coated. I did already squeeze like tons of lime on here when we were cleaning and deveining and all that good stuff. You hear that? Just make sure everything is nicely coated so that we will be ready to sear and get this coconut curry shrimp popping. And now that this is nicely coated with all of our seasonings and our lime juice, we're gonna go ahead and bring it over to the frying pan. Let's go. We about to cook our shrimp. Okay, so maybe 7 shrimp at a time, depending on how big your skillet is. Obviously, if you have a smaller skillet, then you will put a little bit less, but you want to just give it some room, man, to just cook and sizzle. And you're gonna have it cook like a couple minutes on each side so that it doesn't overcook. Nobody wants rubbery shrimp. After we're done with each batch, you want to place it in another plate right next to our vegetables that we just sauteed, and then you'll see how we're gonna add everything else to this like fly meal. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and flip this over if I can get it. Let me stop being cute. Flip that. Flip that. This is why I really like large shrimp, because when you cook shrimp, honestly, it shrinks. And I don't like seeing small portions of food, so I make sure I get the biggest shrimp that I can get, and so that once we eat it, it will have like nice big chunks. And that's another reason why you don't want to overcook it. Seafood really shouldn't be overcooked. It's like a delicate protein, you know. You're not making steak, so you don't need to be, you know, keeping anything on the stove for too long. All right, so like I said, we're just gonna continue this process for however long until we're finished cooking both sides of our shrimp. But you can kind of see, if I can get this one up into our spoon, just how perfectly brown that is. And it's just gonna keep getting better as we continue. All right, so there's our bowl. You know, keep adding this. Oh my gosh, it smells so freaking good. And if you really just wanted some Creole shrimp, you could literally just eat that, to be honest. But we're gonna spice it up. We're gonna make it fly. Okay, so are y'all still with me? We just cooked our shrimp. Next step is to make our coconut curry sauce that's gonna tie everything together. I sound so excited about it. Hear my voice, my tone just went down, like I'm hype. All right, so we have some coconut milk. You can just add the whole can. It's literally probably like 1.5 cups when you do. All right, then we're gonna squeeze some lime juice. If you don't have one of these little handy dandy lime squeezer thingies, I mean, if you got that grip, you could definitely just squeeze it yourself. But I like it. I think it just helps get all the lime juice out of the lime. Okay, that's about 1/2 lime, but this is a pretty big one, so I guess it would be equivalent to 1 small lime. Oh, okay. Stop it. We added our lime, a lot of it. Now we're gonna add some fish sauce. You know, there's different brands of fish sauce. I just put like a teaspoon of it, or is this kind of like 1/2 tablespoon of it. If it's high quality fish sauce, it's gonna be really salty. So please, please, please do not go hard with putting too much fish sauce in this mixture. You're gonna add some ginger, just like a few dashes of that. Oh, and we're gonna go ahead and add some peanut butter. If you're allergic to peanuts, please disregard. It's not that deep. You don't have to add it. It just kind of gives like an extra kick to the whole like combination. But I've had it without the peanut butter. I've had it with almond butter. It's not that deep. Don't get allergic and break out the EpiPen just for some peanut butter, okay? But for the sake of the recipe, we're just gonna go ahead and add 1 tablespoon, or teaspoon I should say, because we're using that same small spoon. And then, just like kind of mixing it all in, you're gonna add a little bit of sugar. This is raw sugar. So I guess if you have white sugar, that's okay too. You just want to put a little bit into that mixture, and then mix it all up. You'll see once we like mix everything in with the shrimp, with the vegetables, if you need to add more sugar, if you need to put a little bit more salt. Like, trust your instincts. You know what tastes good, you know what you like to taste. So just, it's always better though, rule of thumb, start off with less, because you can always make something more. But if it's too salty or too sugary, it's really hard to kind of get that taste out of the way, right? So you're just gonna mix this up, kind of break down that peanut butter. I guess it kind of gives like that nutty taste, you know? The whole mixture is gonna start turning a little dark from the peanut butter, from the fish sauce and all that good stuff. And now, after nicely stirring it together, we're gonna go ahead and move right back to the stove so that we can put all of our ingredients together. We're that much closer to eating. I don't wanna splatter it, so just kind of ladle it into the pot. The pan, not the pan, but the temperature is like, again, it was on high right now. I'm gonna bring it down to like medium high after it boils. See, some of my peanut butter is not completely melted in, but because I don't have a whisk, that's probably what's making it a little bit more difficult. You can just kind of mix it all in when you put it in the pot. And oh, my watch is telling me to breathe, y'all. Yeah, so you're just gonna mix it in when you have it in the pot. Also, you're gonna pour in some curry powder. That's what's gonna kind of give it the color you want as well. And you just stir until we get a nice boil. Our peanut butter is nicely melted in there. Just want to make sure everything is like evenly distributed, especially with the curry powder. You don't want anything sticking to the bottom. I'm excited. I'm gonna add a little bit more curry powder. I've actually also made this with red curry powder, so you can also do that. You can just put coconut milk and just add all your stuff in there. It's really up to you, you know, but I like the curry taste and that mixture. All right, so let's let that boil, and then we're gonna add our veggies. Now that it is boiled, we're gonna add, remember these veggies? You remember them? It was like so long ago. Add the vegetable. We're gonna add the shrimp. All those beautiful flavors. And that's another reason why I didn't want y'all to cook the shrimp like too much, because it's gonna cook some more while it's in here. So you don't want to overdo it, you know? Like I said, we don't do any rubbery shrimp. So you're gonna make sure our curry sauce coats it all. Mix in that shrimp, mix in the onions and the peppers. Make sure that y'all doing these taste tests too. Don't just do it and think everything's gonna taste right. You might have to add a little bit more sugar or salt, or, you know, maybe squeeze some more lime onto it, depending on what type of flavor you like. Because cooking is personal, you know what I mean? So I can't say that every time I make a dish, it always tastes the same, but it's always good, so don't trip. All right, that is coming together so nicely. All right, I'm gonna put up the heat just a little bit. And I want to go ahead and add our chopped cilantro all over that thing. It's just a nice addition to the entire meal. And it just, you know, makes it look pretty, to be real, you know, with all the yellow curry and the red and the yellow bell peppers, and you add this green cilantro, it really makes the dish just look like fly. Was that corny? It does though. It just adds to it. And it adds to the flavor as well. It kind of just brings a freshness to this wonderful pot. All right. You see that? You see that? Get close. Get close. Closer. 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 Okay. The last but not least, and the most important part of the whole video, we have to plate it so that we can eat it. All right. So I made some white rice already. I didn't show y'all the white rice. If you don't know how to cook white rice, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's rice cookers. I guess I could do a video teaching how to cook white rice, but I don't think it's that deep. And honestly, this is a dish that you don't even have to eat with rice, you know, because it's that good. But we're gonna do a nice helping of white rice on our plate. Pick this up. All right. I thought about making it like super cute, like Cheesecake Factory style, and you know, give y'all that hump. But we ain't got time for that because we want to eat. Okay. Next, we're gonna go ahead and put our wonderful coconut curry shrimp. My mom would hate that I'm about to do this right now because she does not believe in mixing spoons. The rice spoon is the rice spoon. The protein spoon is the protein spoon. But she's not here right now, so we're just going to do what we want. So we have our rice on here. I'm going to take a nice, beautiful helping. Look at that. Of our shrimp. Let's put some sauce. Don't get lost in the sauce. Just add it to the plate. Okay. All right. And if you want to be really cute, you can always garnish with some extra cilantro, you know. Get it Instagram food ready. But the most important part is tasting it. So let's dig into it. Taste test time. Gotta get a good helping of rice. A nice big chunky shrimp. Okay, I don't want to be rude and like start talking with my mouth full of food. This is banging, okay? The shrimp is, like I said, perfectly cooked. The rice, amazing. The coconut curry sauce that's gonna be on top. It's just, you can taste that coconut, the sweetness from the sugar, you know, the citrus from the lime, everything mixed in. You really can't go wrong with this recipe. I'm gonna take one more bite, all right? So, that's it, we're done. If you like what you saw today, make sure that you like and subscribe like I said earlier. Make sure that you comment below, ask me questions, let me know what you want to see next. And I'll catch you on the next episode of Fly Eats Kitchen.